Aging has always haunted human imagination, and nowhere is that more vivid than in the ancient Greek myths that dared to ask what happens when time stretches too far. These stories pulse with magic, longing, and the quiet terror of watching life slip through your fingers. But here's the twist. Greek mythology doesn't just warn us about getting old. It shows how chasing youth or immortality can unravel everything you hoped to save. And then snap, just when you think these tales are about decline, they flip, revealing brutal truths about what it actually means to live. Stay with me, because the top 3 myths about aging don't just entertain. They expose secrets about life, desire, and time that researchers still reference today. And one of them might change how you think about growing older forever. Aging has always been one of humanity's quiet fears, something we feel long before we can put words to it. And the ancient Greeks, they didn't shy away from that fear. They turned it into stories, big, dramatic, unforgettable stories about what happens when you try to outrun time. These myths aren't dusty old tales. They're emotional warnings wrapped in beauty and terror. So let's dive into the top 3 Greek myths about aging and feel what they were really trying to tell us. Number 3, Aeson, the man reborn by fire and fear. Picture a dim palace chamber, firelight flickering against stone walls. Aeson, once a proud king, lies frail and exhausted, his breath thin as thread. His son, Jason, kneels beside him, helpless, desperate, pushing away the thought that time might win. And then Medea steps forward, calm, focused, almost serene, as she gathers moonlit herbs and whispers to the shadows. But that calm doesn't last. Suddenly, the room erupts with heat. Her cauldron roars, flames twisting upward as she drains Aeson's old blood and replaces it with the shimmering brew she's concocted. In seconds, the old man's skin warms, color returning, decades melting away until a young, vibrant Aeson rises from the brink. It's miraculous and terrifying, because Medea's magic feels like it's fighting nature itself. Her power has no mercy, no pause button. And that's the lesson. You can force youth back, but not without burning something important in the process. Maybe innocence, maybe trust, maybe the natural rhythm of life. The cost of reversing age is never as small as it seems. Number 2, the Cumaean Sibyl. 1,000 years of echoes. Now shift scenes. Move from fire to darkness. A quiet cave, ancient and hollow, where the air itself feels older than memory. Inside waits the Cumaean Sibyl, once a striking priestess with a voice that shaped destinies. She made a wish for 1,000 years of life, but forgot to ask for youth to go with it. And time took her at her word. She lived and lived and lived century after century, her body shrinking, her presence fading, until only her voice remained a whisper with a heartbeat. There's something heartbreakingly gentle about her story at first. A woman simply wanting more time. Who hasn't felt that pull? But then that gentleness snaps under the weight of those endless years. She becomes trapped inside her own wisher mind, alive inside a body that cannot keep up. And that's where the fear hits, not with violence, but with a slow, creeping sadness. A long life means nothing if you lose yourself along the way. She reminds us that longevity without vitality can be a quieter, more suffocating kind of tragedy. Number 1, Tithonus, the man who couldn't stop living. And now, the myth that stands above all the others. The story of Tithonus. Imagine dawn breaking soft pink light, spilling across the world, as Eos, the goddess of morning, falls in love with a mortal man. Their love feels gentle, hopeful. She begs Zeus to grant him immortality, so they can stay together forever. A quiet wish whispered in devotion. But then comes the twist, the sharp turn. The forever she gets is not the forever she meant. Zeus grants immortality, but not eternal youth. At first, nothing changes, but then the calm dissolves. Tithonus starts aging past his prime. His strength slips away, his body bends, his voice cracks into brittle threads. But he cannot die. Day after day, century after century, he crumbles, while the world rebuilds itself around him. Eos can only watch as the man she loves becomes a shell, a burden, a sorrow she can't put down, and eventually he becomes nothing more than the rasping chirp of a cicada alive, but barely. His story hits with a cold shock because it exposes the deepest fear we rarely name out loud. Not death, but being stuck, still breathing in a life where the spark has already gone out. Tithonus is a reminder that immortality isn't the fantasy we dream of. Sometimes, letting life end is its own kind of grace. These myths don't just dramatize aging, they humanize it. They pull us into rooms filled with fire, and caves filled with whispers, and dawns filled with regret, making us feel the sharp edges of what it means to grow old. Or not grow old at all. The Greeks weren't telling us to fear age. They were telling us to respect it, to live while we can, and to understand that the real danger isn't getting older, it's losing the parts of ourselves that matter. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Young at Heart, where we explore the stories that keep your spirit timeless, no matter your age.